The operational considerations include recognition that military aspects of the surge have achieved progress and generated momentum. Iraqi security forces have continued to grow and have slowly been shouldering more of the security burdens in Iraq. A mission focus on either population security or transition alone will not be adequate to achieve our objectives. Success against al-Qaeda Iraq and Iranian-supported militia extremists requires conventional forces as well as special operations forces. And the security and local political situations will enable us to draw down the surge forces. My recommendations also took into account a number of strategic considerations. Political progress will take place only if sufficient security exists. Long-term U.S. ground force viability will benefit from force reductions as the surge runs its course. Regional, global, and cyberspace initiatives are critical to success. And Iraqi leaders understandably want to assume greater sovereignty in their country, although, as they recently announced, they do desire continued presence of coalition forces in Iraq in 2008 under a new UN Security Council resolution, and following that, they want to negotiate a long-term security agreement with the United States and other nations. Based on these considerations, and having worked the battlefield geometry with Lieutenant General Ray Odierno, the Multinational Corps Iraq commander, to ensure that we retain and build on the gains for which our troopers have fought, I have recommended a drawdown of the surge forces from Iraq. In fact, later this month, the Marine Expeditionary Unit deployed as part of the surge will depart Iraq. Beyond that, if my recommendations are approved, that unit's departure will be followed by the withdrawal of a brigade combat team without replacement in mid-December, and the further redeployment without replacement of 4 other brigade combat teams and the 2 surge Marine battalions in the first 7 months of 2008, until we reach the pre-surge levels of 15 brigade combat teams by mid-July 2008. I would also like to discuss the period beyond next summer. Force reductions will continue beyond the pre-surge levels of brigade combat teams that we will reach by mid-July 2008. However, in my professional judgment, it would be premature to make recommendations on the pace of such reductions at this time. In fact, our experience in Iraq has repeatedly shown that projecting too far into the future is not just difficult, it can be misleading and even hazardous. The events of the past 6 months underscore that point. When I testified in January, for example, no one would have dared to forecast that Anbar province would have been transformed the way it has in the past 6 months. Nor would anyone have predicted that volunteers in one-time al-Qaeda strongholds like Ghazaliyah in western Baghdad or in Adamiyah in eastern Baghdad would seek to join the fight against al-Qaeda.